school. The school leaders contribute a lot to what happens around the school and the problems that can be fixed. We help fix them.
We're not going to keep a program simply because we want it to work. It needs to work for the children. Yeah. The network model allows us to draw on a great deal of experience. Yeah.
If you are having trouble with something or you're not sure about something, you can go to anyone actually across the school. It's supporting, and that's the difference.
Hi, Ken, how are you?
Yeah, Michael, welcome to Weetangera Primary. Yeah, we're most looking forward to showing you around. So let's join us. Yeah. Please.
So take us back to the beginning of your arrival 2008. During that first year, what did you conclude?
I would have spent probably very close to 6 weeks, 8 weeks in my initial arrival at the school, asking questions. I did a lot of listening. I walked around the school, was involved in classrooms. A lot of prodding and poking and trying to delve deeper into the answers I was after as to why particular programs were in place and how they came about, where the teaching staff saw them going and how the children were responding to those programs. So what I thought I'd do initially was take 2 particular areas that we all agreed needed to change for the benefit of our children. One was our learning assistance program, because our demographics had changed. We had children coming to us at different year levels with different needs. The second area, Michael, that we needed to have a look at change in was the consistency of our programs across the school. After doing an audit with our teachers and our leadership team of our literacy program, we noticed that a lot of what was happening was not linking for the children as they progressed across the school. We had a look at our data and it looked like some of the results were not meeting the needs as we expected, so we presented that to not just our teachers but our parents, and we put a plan in place. So the change that had to happen was we needed to put more teachers in place to support in the classrooms, make sure that we kept baseline data and indeed followed that data across the children's time in those learning assistance programs. We knew we had to put in place for that change to work. We had to have in place support for the teachers. We were asking a lot of them and we wanted it to happen quickly. So it meant a restructuring of some of our staffing and indeed what we did in classrooms. And I must say we had some experts in the literacy field already in the school, but we had experts within our network at other schools and indeed in our system. Part of our professional development was to send those teachers out to other schools, and I must say, Michael, it was probably one of the most impressive professional developments and discussion starters that I've ever been involved with. For those teachers to spend 4 or 5 hours in another school and come back, the discussions were amazing.
We can learn from each other, we can learn from the school up the road rather than being competitive with them. And so it was about making sure then that we had professional dialogue on site that was going to help change practice. And so we put in place a network model.
So our teachers went in large groups into those settings in different schools and brought back wonderful ideas, full of discussion, and that's the power of a network model when we're not scared to share. But it takes a lot of goodwill from our teachers, and as long as we can build that support and that confidence in our teachers that they really do a brilliant job, then they are willing to have others come and visit what we're doing and themselves go and visit others too. What we needed to be able to do to make some of the changes we've done was to have an evidence base. So we had a look at some things that were happening in our network and in our system, and we had people come along and share ideas with us about how to keep that data. We told them what we wanted. We wanted to be able to put groups together, whether it be our Indigenous students, whether it be our girls in Year 4 or our boys who don't enjoy writing in Year 6. We wanted to be able to draw those groups out.
Subgroups,
The subgroups. Our classrooms are set up so that teachers can truly team teach and that we put them into areas where their expertise is shared.
How would you describe how you're learning from each other?
I think we chat every day. We talk about how things, within the 3 of us here and then in the broader context. We have sort of daily conversations about how things are going, and as apart from our team meeting and other meetings through the week. So if anyone's having a problem, it's always, or an issue, it's always, there are always people to come and have a conversation with, or if you need to debrief after a stressful session or something like that, have a chat chat.
Pick you up off the floor? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're lucky enough to have all of our release time together, so we're off class together, so we always make a time within there to sit down for 10-15 minutes to have a chat about things that have come up or that we need to.
Because we share the children a lot with regrouping, so we all feel that we need to touch base with each other to check what's happening.
In the release timetable here supports that these 6 teachers are responsible for the Year 1-2 students, so they have released together every week from 11:30 till 3. They're released off class, so that kind of facilitates, you know, the second sort of meeting where they can plan and talk and that as well. Whereas a normal team meeting is after school, but the planning and talking about groupings and stuff is during school time.
To me, there's no better way to improve student outcomes than to have teachers who are happy in their position, in their jobs, well supported, good professional development, have a shared vision and work together towards those goals. I must say, in that first initial time when I was gathering information about the school, I noticed that we were considerably lacking in a wide range of programs. It was not an outdoor education program. There wasn't a sporting program, and there needed to be, because people were telling me that's what they were after. Every child that walks across our doorstep in the morning, be through the classroom or the front door, can find something at the school in our program that they have a skill in, a talent in, an interest in, or they're good at.
Weetangera Primary has a lot of options to do sports, such as cricket, AFL, soccer, basketball.
We've got lots of different people coming in from maybe universities, and we do rugby. Now we're doing rugby, and they teach us some skills like kicking and passing. And I didn't know how to play AFL, and now I know.
There is time for rigour in our academic programs, but that doesn't mean there can't be time for those extracurricular programs. We've got a fishing club, we've got a cartooning club, we have 17 representative sporting teams, we've got a number of outdoor education activities including camps, and we fit those in to the school day to make sure those relationships are strong. If the relationships are strong, then I believe when we look at improving their literacy and numeracy results, they just try their hardest for the teachers they have good relationships with. They try so hard. Most people understand that our imperative is all about what's good for our children. So it's easy to put that in place and people to follow that if they believe in that, and I don't know too many teachers who don't simply want to do their best for children.
And so how would you describe the changes that are happening these last couple of years?
So I feel now that we work more as a team, and
if you are having trouble with something or you're not sure about something, you've got 2 people or 1 or 2 people to lean onto straight away, and it's supporting, and that's the difference.
There's a lot of hard work from the teachers at this school that's gone into the improvement that we've shown. The real clincher for us was presenting the outstanding results, and we were showing that reading levels on average were raising by 4 PM benchmark levels for each child, and that's on average. Some were gaining much more. When I put out to my community that we have an area for development that I'm concerned about, I know nowadays we can go to schools within our network, have an open conversation and say, have you got any ideas for us? And we might bring them back and test them out and they mightn't work, but it's the beauty of and the power of that discussion that is helping the school improvement right across the system.